Let's go. All right. We got stuff to do. I want to do that stuff now because we're busy, you know. Is that Drake? Let's react to stuff. Let's react to stuff. Dang, bro. So you guys don't know. I'm trying to share one of night streams. Okay, there we go. Now I'm able to share night streams. Man, nice, the best streamer in the entire world, man. So underrated, bro. What's the other thing? What was it called? Dang. Here we go.
Michael Douglas says he doesn't think he will return as Hank Pym for another MCU film. Yeah, I think it's just safe to say the Ant-Man franchise is dead. You have the Ant-Man trilogy, where it gets worse with each movie. The first movie is the only good movie, the second one is okay, and the third one is bad, and the first MCU film that's actually useless and you don't need to see it at all. The iconic versions of Ant-Man the Wasp, Hank Pym, and Janet Van Dyne are also really old in the MCU. They're not in their prime. They cast Michael Douglas and Michelle Pfeiffer. People don't care about Ant-Man that much to see his movies. His highest grossing movie in the trilogy was Ant-Man the Wasp, and it only made like around 600 million, and it came out right after Infinity War. Not to mention, we heard a while back Marvel canceled a potential Ant-Man 4 after Quantumania underperformed in the box office. And Quantumania was so bad, Marvel changed their entire vision for the saga. They swapped out Kang with Doctor Doom, all that stuff. And we have Michael Douglas, who plays Hank Pym, saying he's done with the MCU. Heck, in a Quantumania interview like a few years ago, he wanted to be killed off.
I like to have a serious, with all these great special effects, there's got to be some fantastic way where I can shrink to an ant size and explode.
He does not want to do this anymore. It's that bad. Also, it sounds like Michael Douglas is taking a hiatus from acting, but he said he might return to it one day. And you also have Avengers Doomsday, and the only Ant-Man member confirmed for the movie was Paul Rudd as Scott Lang. If you're wondering why they didn't confirm Evangeline Lilly as the Wasp, Evangeline Lilly also retired from acting. Doomsday will probably be similar to Civil War, where we see only Ant-Man, no Wasp at all. And since we're not going to see Hank Pym or Hope Van Dyne, there's no reason to bring back Janet either. Like, what's the point at this point? You have Kang, who was supposed to be the new Thanos and the new big bad of the MCU, and you put him in an Ant-Man movie, and you don't even kill off any major characters. I honestly think they should have killed off Hank Pym in Quantumania. And who knows what they're doing with Cassie Lang. Katherine Newton is great. Hopefully she gets a better script next time if we see her. I honestly think Ant-Man is going to be one of the characters that dies in Doomsday or Secret Wars, because there's not much you could do with this character anymore, and the franchise is not good for Marvel. As much as I love Paul Rudd as Ant-Man, if he dies, we could potentially get Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne in their prime in the new soft rebooted MCU. They would be the new but old Ant-Man the Wasp, which is something we should have gotten from the start, and you could have saved Scott Lang for later as a legacy character like Yelena Belova, Sam Wilson, Miles Morales, etc. It's funny how Ghost has a brighter future than Ant-Man. Michael Douglas says he doesn't think he will return as Hank Pym for another MCU film. Yeah, I think it's just safe to say the Ant-Man franchise is
Creepy pig Batman music. So, Truman Show? No. Yes. I decide. I knew I was gonna say 6 years ago. I didn't watch this video. It's been a long time.
Come on, that's never been done before.
You need to make
Let's
an
stop
updated
playing
version.
around, all right? Now, I can tell you something that has been done before. My Hero Academia, a show about heroes. How many shows do we know that's about heroes?
Good argument.
How many? Marvel, DC, Fantastic Four, One Punch Man. One Punch Man is about heroes. And I can almost argue that One Punch Man has the same hero system as My Hero Academia. Same type of ranking system. Come on, really? This is the show we're up against. I rest my case. Trash.
I see what you're doing. What are you doing, Ben?
He hating, Your Honor.
You said that shock value was a high point in Attack on Titan, which is fine. But you know what? There is a such thing as too much shock value, which can water down the element of surprise. But My Hero Academia, on the other hand, is about... But My Hero Academia, on the other hand, is a better show than Attack on Titan due to the positive messages conveyed in the show. The message of always striving for your dreams. The message of always striving for your dreams, no matter what, hits home to many fans. A prime example of an emotional moment would be when Bakugo and Deku fought for the first time in the exam, and Deku stood up and beat him for the first time. Y'all can't tell me that sitting there, how y'all on the edge of y'all seat. Keep it a buck. No. Yeah, okay. Or how about an emotional scene when Deku and Bakugo fought for the second time, and Bakugo finally told him how he felt responsible for All Might losing his power. Was that shit not deep?
You just want some friendly shit.
Was that shit not deep? Keep
You
it a
just want some
buck.
friendly shit. Keep it a buck.
And cliche. Nobody ever said that cliche was always a bad thing. It must not be, because this cliche show is the most popular show right now. Now stop
Your Honor,
wait,
most
hold
popular
on. How about you stop worrying about us and worry about your shows keeping people interested without killing people every 4 episodes? Is this really our comp? Come on. You saw what happened in y'all third season? That shit had no action and it was boring. I rest my case. Come on.
Your Honor,
That
I
was
would
funny.
like my 30 seconds of rebuttal. He's saying that My Hero is better than Attack on Titan because of friendly fucking moments. He said because of the positive messages portrayed in My Hero Academia, it's better than Attack on Titan. That's what makes a show better? Then let's go get the friendliest show in this motherfucker, and it's the best show here today. Right? Because that's what he's saying. And he wants to bring up Deku and Kachan saying some fucking friendly shit to Deku, Deku saying some friendly shit to Kachan, and it makes it the best show? That puts you on the edge of your seats? No, what puts you on the edge of your seats is when Annie was standing right there in the middle of the tunnel and didn't want to go down there, and Eren them really wanted her to come down there. That's what put you on the edge of your seat, like, oh my gosh, she really is the Titan. Did that put you on the edge of your seats?
That had me enthralled.
Thank you. And when Eren died by that Titan, yes, that had you on the edge of your seats. But with him? No. No, I rest my case. Friendly does not mean better. Fuck out of here. Cliche shit.
No one said anything about friendly.
Nobody said
No one said about friendly.
All right. Now that we've heard both sides of the discussion, let's move over to the topic of character development.
Y'all niggas might not even stand up. Don't even stand up.
You stand up,
My
you
Hero
stand
has
up.
tons of character development. Then first of all, before we get to character development, let me highlight some cold-ass characters in general. Deku, Bakugo, Todoroki, All Might, Kirishima, Tokoyami. Do I need to name any more?
Yeah, no, you
But I'm
don't.
just gonna give you 3 examples of character development. Deku started off as a timid and shy kid with no quirk. Nobody really paid him any mind. He grew up, glowed up, and now he's one of the coldest in his class, able to stick with everybody in his class, and he's seen as a leader throughout his class in serious situations.
As every show.
Yeah, okay. How about Bakugo? Cocky, not necessarily antagonist, he's a rival. Never really had a challenge. He was cold since the jump. Finally lost to Deku and realized that if I want this #1 spot, I'm gonna have to come with that shit. Come on, baby. Todoroki, #2 hero's son. Best quirk out of everybody. Half hot, half cold. Shit, cold as a bitch. Right? Oh, he don't want to give it to me. But anyway, Todoroki thought that he could be the best hero without embracing the other half of his quirk until he almost lost to Deku in the exams. Then he was like, hold on, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna embrace this other side because, hey, it's mine. And then that also sparked a better relationship between him and his father because if he wanted to use the fire, he would have to learn from his father to do it. And Ida, you know what? I think that's really too much for them. They characters are one-dimensional. I'm gonna sit down, bro.
One-dimensional.
One-dimensional.
let's continue on
One-dimensional.
with this character
This is more hilarious
He's
than
being
when I
forced
first
on
watched
us
it.
To make him seem like he's one of the good characters too, just like Midoriya, Bakugo, and Shoto. And by good, I mean like a good fighter. He's really not a good fighter. They keep on trying to give him forced-ass character development throughout your show. Like when he just busted out of nowhere and said, Midoriya, I don't want to be on your team because I want to be better than you. What? Where did that even fucking come from?
What's wrong with having an aspiration to be better than
Okay,
somebody?
I'm saying it was random. Random forced character development.
Okay.
Now let's get to some real character development
Very
here.
basic.
That's what I've
And
been
some
waiting
real characters. Like, Attack
I'm
on
one for
Titan, Your Honor.
AOT.
Attack on
But I
Titan
think
has some
before I
of
was
the
one
best
for My
characters
Hero,
because
the thing
they
on My
are
Hero ended up
mysterious.
and how it ended.
Are we
I'm
watching
for
the anime or are
AOT.
we watching Batman,
Oh
bro?
my God,
Get
we're
the
watching
mysterious-
Attack on Titan.
Okay.
They are mysterious. That is why they're interesting. Like Levi, for example. We know that every time Levi comes through, he's about to smash on some Titans. Pause. But why does Levi smash on all the Titans? Why? He's still a human, so we know he can die. That interests the viewers. That makes the viewers want to know more about him. The same for Mikasa. Mikasa's gonna come through smashing on all the Titans too. No pause because she's a girl. But she does the same things. Why? She can die as well, but she never does. Now we want to know why these people are so cold at doing what they do. And this is not even the main character we're talking about. Because Eren,
let's get on to
the
the main
main
character.
character of Attack on Titan, is a very strong-willed protagonist.
Probably
Why?
the trashiest protagonist out of all the main.
Tragic protagonist. Okay. Midoriya, crybaby bitch-ass protagonist. Let's not. Eren, he cries for an actual reason. Let's see everything that Eren has been through. His mother dying, his friends dying, his teacher dying. Right? He soldiered through all that because he a real nigga. Right? What did Midoriya soldier through? All Might losing his powers, nigga. You barely know the nigga. Come on, let's be real. Okay? Now, Eren had to make a tough decision that got his whole team killed. He's still out there making decisions. If that's not fucking character development, I don't know what is. A 15-year-old had to make a decision like that and still progress on throughout the show and still be the main character that everybody relies on to make even more tough decisions. That's character development. Now he thinks more before he makes another decision. That's character development. Quit playing. Where's my case?
Thank you.
Okay, all right. I've heard a lot of good things here. I've heard a lot of good things there. But what I really want to hear about is the fighting, the hands, action. Attack on Titan. Plead your case.
Action and fighting, Your Honor. Now, I understand most people think that My Hero Academia has Attack on Titan in this realm, but on the contrary, Attack on Titan has some of the best and most impactful fight scenes. Can we talk about how Eren and Andy were running ones in the forest for killing those people? Was that not hard fighting? Can we talk about how Levi smashed on Annie? I know that sounded a little bit rated R, but guess what? It happened, and you know what I mean. Attack on Titan is actually unmatched in consistent action when they actually get to the action. Reiner and Butthole bring the action with them every time they step on the screen, Your Honor. Stop playing with Attack on Titan. Now, My Hero Academia is an action-packed show where they actually never really get down. They don't not fight for long periods of time and actually fight. The One for All versus All Might fight was underwhelming, to say the least.
It was trash.
They throw one punch, go to a toxin.
Smash all.
They throw another punch,
It's
go to
not.
another
It's
toxin.
not.
And that's the fight that
coming out.
everybody was waiting for? That's the fight that they hyped up for 2 weeks? That's not getting down. We want to see actual fighting. Can we bring up a reference from Naruto? Maybe Naruto versus Sasuke?
There you go. We got real fighting. That's what we want to see.
Maybe they want to see a fight like that, but not on My Hero Academia. You could probably get more of that on Attack on Titan, actually. And that's not even this genre, really. Rest my case again.
First of all, My Hero having no action, stop it. That's a fucking reach. You need examples of action? Sit still and listen. How about when All Might maxed out Nomu in season 1? That shit was live as a bitch, and that set the pace of what real heroes were like to the kids. Or how about Kachan's fight? Not even the first fight. We gonna consider both of them hoes. Both of them hoes was live as a bitch. They was getting the fuck down. Or how about when Todoroki fought Deku and he used his fire style for the first time? Or when the kids fought Stain. Man, when they fought Stain, all of us were in that bitch. Or, I don't even need all that.
Not everybody.
Yeah, okay. How about whenever Stain was about to run up on Endeavor and Endeavor didn't know what the fuck to do? That's action.
But does that make sense since Endeavor was the number 2 hero? Do you think he'd be
It don't
scared
matter.
of Stain?
I'm not gonna argue with you. Another example of action is when
It
Deku
was
fought
hilarious.
Muscular and went 1,000,000%. Big
yeah,
Deku,
yeah.
nigga, that shit was live as a bitch.
Objection, Your Honor. The way Deku won that fight was bullshit. Water getting squirted in Muscular's eye? Come on. They
Yeah,
could have thought
okay.
of something better than
Yeah,
that.
okay. And also, you said they don't fight hand in hand in My Hero enough. Your Honor, My Hero uses quirks, which means everybody has a different fighting style because sometimes their quirk doesn't coincide with hand-to-hand combat. It's called having variety. Something that Attack on Titan doesn't really know anything about. It's just humans fighting giants. Like, come on.
Humans fight humans in Attack on Titan as
Humans
well.
find giants.
I rest my case.
All right, boys.
Sounds
Both sides have
familiar.
presented valid points. So next, what I want to hear about is the music, the soundtracks.
Oh, music.
Hero,
Oh, this is gonna be a
you're
tough one.
Music.
Let's see what they gotta
Easy.
say.
My Hero Academia's soundtrack is flawless. Yeah, I said it, flawless. The right song is played right when it needs to be played. Every time some emotional shit happens, they sprinkle on You Say Run like clockwork. Can you run that for me real quick? Now tell me you don't feel like you can do anything you set your mind to. Endings, go. Openings, top tier. I want you to tell me one opening that ain't fire. One of them. Come on. Keep it a buck.
They're okay.
I thought so. I ain't gonna lie, Attack on Titan, y'all got some heat. But let's keep it a bug. Y'all are one-hit wonders with the openings. Come on now, bro. That's just not it. The opera set was cool, but it's played out. I'm sorry. Come on now, man.
Played out. Played out, Your Honor. The music in Attack on Titan is godlike. They're snapping with operas in the background. How is that played out? Name another show that does that. I'm waiting.
Y'all spamming.
Now, that
Spam.
trash inspirational You Say Run music from My Hero Academia, every show has that, but not every show has opera snapping in the background. And when Attack on Titan
not
wants
wrong.
to change it up, they'll put a little girl singing in the background and still make it sound ominous and cold and fit right in with the mood of the show. Now that is unique music. Attack on Titan is unique music, Your Honor. My Hero Academia, is their music really unique, Your Honor? Or does it sound like the soundtrack of another show?
We go from Naruto.
Let's play a song from Haikyuu.
Okay.
good. Sounds pretty good.
That's
Now
from
let's
Bones
play a
as
song
well.
from My Hero Academia. Does that sound like the same song to you? Now, Your Honor, before
The Soul
you
Believer
make
is
a
perfect.
decision on Attack on Titan or My Hero Academia, please, I need you to remember that My Hero Academia is your basic cliche show, Your Honor, and do not allow it to win over a show that took so much thought. Please.
Are you done?
I rest my case, Your Honor.
My oh my. First off, I would like to commend both of you for pleading your cases so well. In my 12 days of being a judge, I've never seen any
12 days
cases
of being a
defended
judge.
so greatly. But at the end of the day, somebody has to get the dub. And everything ties together so well. My Hero Academia with the hands, I have to respect that. Attack on Titan with the storyline. My Hero with the character development. And the music, they both come so close. But Attack on Titan gotta get it for the choir. So from a very, very split decision, the dub goes to My Hero Academia.
Yes! Yes! What's good shit? I tried to tell y'all niggas, bro. Look at them, they mad as hell, bro.
Fucked up, Your Honor.
Bro, hey, look at them, bro. Hey, be a good sport. Hey, be a good sport at least, bro.
Okay. That was their video. CRDC is underrated, man. Oh yeah, multiverses. I had a video, but you guys know that I rebooted my channel, so they're gonna explain all of that. And you know, Microsoft deleted a lot of my captures. It was mostly Fortnite anyways. But still. I forgive those idiots for doing that, because I know they're just doing it. It's not for money, man. That's just how they operate. Okay, I'll be right back. I'll come back at a certain time. There we go. That was a long absence. Well, other people, they kind of took away your time, you know, kind of selfish stuff. But anyways, keep it going. Oh, there we go, Superman. Oh, okay, definitely gotta see that. Well, just dang, there's nothing to react to it, bro. It's all just a whole bunch of nothing. Looking at this is just, it's like, dang, man. Actually, let me finish this up.
Hey everybody, this video is a segment for my podcast Fanboy Talk that I do every week with my friend Film Caffeine. If you want to listen to the full episode, links for that will be in the description down below. This is a spoiler-filled discussion of Spider-Man No Way Home, so that's your warning. If you haven't seen the movie and you don't want it spoiled for you, be sure to hit the like button and get on out of here. But with that said, let's just get into it. Really is my biggest gripe with the movie, and like I'm sure it's like a lot of people's biggest gripe. Peter just doesn't have just doesn't exist.
Yeah. He just never mentioned.
He was fed
like,
to
it's
fed
less that
mentions.
it's less that he needs to be the core of the character.
No.
And it's more that we just don't know what happened.
Yeah, and
I
so I'm
wanna
sure,
know
I'm
what
sure the
happened.
freshman year show, which we had
We'll
the
explain
revelation
it.
last night, which that's
that
going
was
to
a
be
crazy
a fun fucking show now.
I know. I'm so much more excited for it
I know.
now.
But
Yeah.
I'm sure the show will
Something like
bring
that.
up Ben. They have to. Unless if maybe this is a weird origin where he doesn't have an Uncle Ben, and this is, I don't know. Because
I'm okay with that. Because
know.
it's new.
it's,
but it would
it's
be
just,
weird.
It's so, how long has he been Spider-Man now? 2 years?
4 years.
No.
He started freshman year.
Fuck, you're
right? Yeah.
That's a long time of not knowing about responsibility.
Yeah.
You know, that's a little weird. I could.
Think
maybe,
of what the character has done in the past. I mean, he was Spider-Man in Homecoming,
but it felt like he was Spider-Man for fun,
and
and the and
yeah,
you know, I don't know. And then when Toby and Andrew show, okay, so Toby and Andrew show up after May's death, and then they have the talk
because he's crying. Beautiful cinematography.
Yeah,
with the rain.
I want to talk. Great fucking scene. But when Toby and Andrew bring up Uncle Ben, he like doesn't really react.
He doesn't really. He reacts more to just like Toby is like, "You said the line,"
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Oh, okay. Are they gonna mention Uncle Ben?"
Yeah,
and, he
and
mentions Uncle Ben.
I'm cool with the
okay,
fact
I
that they
guess.
mentioned. It was nice to hear his name, so I got to check it off my bingo card. But it really does feel like he just doesn't exist. And so when Ben doesn't exist, and when there's not that death or any death, if Aunt May died early on, you know, if Aunt May died on the second week of him being Spider-Man, and that was the way she was Uncle Ben, okay, fine. You know, that at least like the narrative flow of the character is continued and fulfilled. But right now, it's like he's been Spider-Man for so long. There was no, I guess, was there not that motivation? You know,
I think that here's my idea of it is the relationship was a relationship, and then something happened, and it wasn't necessarily specifically Peter's fault. It was just an event that happened that was sad. Because Toby, that's the whole thing of that scene is like, and we'll get to the scene later. Andrew says this thing about Gwen, but then Toby says this thing about Ben. I was responsible for Ben's death.
That was a little.
And Toby
weird
doesn't
to me,
react
that was
to that.
the one thing he brought up. It's
which makes me think what happened was in Tom's universe. Maybe this is a background writing thing. Is maybe in Tom's universe, Ben's death wasn't necessarily Tom's fault. It was just something
Which,
that happened
to me,
that made him
just,
sad.
That just takes away the entire point of the
does,
character.
but it does explain why it took 4 years for him to be this character.
I just really don't vibe with that then. You know?
I'm fine with it.
It's hard to say anything specifically because we need to see the show.
We don't know. We don't know. We really don't know.
Because very well, maybe the show is a show about Spider-Man without an Uncle Ben. You know, maybe that's how that's how do they do that origin? You know?
Yeah, and then he has to learn those lessons. I think
Ben Parker clearly existed because of the bag. Because Ben fucking Parker. You know?
Exactly.
And then they mention in Homecoming that, and this is the thing that they say is the Ben mention, is when Tom says, you know what she's going through right now. You know? So it's like, it just feels so strange to me.
I think the whole Uncle Ben
they mentioned it in What If. Wait, we forgot about What If.
Oh, that's right. I forgot What If. Ah, goodness gracious, Jesus Christ.
We totally. Oh my god, we feel so fucking stupid.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Me too. No. Oh my goodness.
But like, I guess that's a What If universe.
It's a What If, but still, Uncle
it's
Ben,
supposed to be the MCU.
Here's what happened. Until the show comes out, here's my theory, and you can take this and copy and paste it on Twitter.
Yeah.
I think Ben happened. He died, and it was like something that happened, and Tom kind of blames himself for it because he thought he could have saved him, but he didn't use his powers because he didn't want to use his powers to be a superhero. But then Ben dies. He's like, no, I need to be a superhero, and you know what? I'm gonna have fun with this. He beats a superhero. He tries saving people. He's having a bit of fun with it. Then Civil War happens. Rest of the movies. That's what I think happened. I think that's what happened.
That feels right, but that just, I don't know, something about it.
It's not as serious.
It doesn't sit as hard
serious.
like thematically, I think, and it's just such a long arc for what is literally.
The reason I actually kind of like it is because so much stuff happens with Spider-Man in these 4 years, like.
Yeah.
The whole stuff with the Vulture happens, everything in Far From Home happens.
And then Endgame.
Aunt May dies now. He's gone through so much that, like, for him to go back to Uncle Ben's death every single time. No, yeah. I guess.
I'm not saying for every single time. It's a matter of, like, for me, this arc of, oh, now he's finally Spider-Man. Now he finally understands great power, great responsibility. That is a single issue. It really took 5, and also because at the beginning of Civil War.
But I also think he understood it. He just didn't make it his own. He did it because everyone else was telling him to do it, and now he's finally doing it himself. Like when he decides to save the heroes, it's kind of because of May. But when he decides the final decision with Doctor Strange,
is his decision.
He does that for his decision, and that's why I love this movie. Is because I think he knows great power comes with great responsibility. He just has not been actively deciding it for
hasn't
himself.
defined him as a person.
It's like your religion when you're young.
Yeah.
Why are you a certain religion when you're young? It's because your parents do it and you know it's the right thing to do. But as you get older, you define those values for yourself. And Tom was Spider-Man from a very young age, and I think that's kind of what it is for himself. Is he did it because it was the right thing to do, and now he's doing it because it's what he actively wants.
Yeah, it wasn't a mantra. It was just I'm a good kid.
A methodology.
I don't know. It just doesn't sit right with me in the grand scheme of it. Granted, for the future, it doesn't really matter. I think the thing that's just going to be weird is he's going to go to it. Wait, also, Uncle Ben didn't have a grave next to Aunt May, which was weird.
Yeah, I thought that they should have at least done that.
Just had that, because then he's at both of their graves. That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
But it's because then now in the future, when he's going through his emotional thing, he's going to go to Aunt May's grave and nobody else's. Exactly. It's just gonna. And I guess like from a story perspective, if you're ignoring the lore of Spider-Man on its own, just within the perspective of these movies, that makes the most sense because that's the character we knew. And I guess that's kind of the double-edged sword of like with Homecoming when everybody said they wanted to skip the Uncle Ben death because they didn't mention it at all for so long. Now there's no emotional weight to it when he brings it up.
And I think in the future, if they try to add it back, it's going to be
now. It's way
worse.
too late.
I think they should just completely ignore Ben from now.
Yeah, I really think what you have to do is just have the two graves side by side, and he just talks to the both of them.
Yeah.
That's
and that's it.
It's just it feels so weird. You had a very easy opportunity to be like, my Uncle Ben said
because
that.
They overcomplicated
So did mine.
With the other two Spider-Men kind of overcomplicate the message of like, wait, now what did happen to them? That's also happening to this character. Is it the same? We have too many reference points.
It could have been interesting. I don't know. Maybe maybe they could have used the Ben death because
Imagine if the only mention of Uncle Ben, not even on mention of Uncle Ben, is just
Toby?
her saying great power must also come great responsibility. He says I know, and then they never mention Ben again.
That could be.
That would have made things more.
It would have made things cleaner. But what they could have also done is they could have all because he's not trusting of the other two Spider-Men when they show up. He's not.
Yeah.
He could have, and he was like, "Don't tell me you know what I'm going through because you don't." And maybe they could have used Ben as that's their one thing that they all have in common. That's their aside from being Spider-Man, and that's their one thing. They all have lost somebody because of them, specifically Uncle Ben. So I know exactly what you have gone through because I am you, and it's just it feels like maybe they just did want. I don't know. Maybe they just want to be different. They didn't want to be predictable. Just something about it. Just it's not a huge deal.
Yeah.
It doesn't kill the movie for me, but I'm just like, you were really close. You were so close to doing something like kind of perfect, and it was like handed on a silver platter to Tom, and he was just
like ate half the meal. Yeah. It's like, bro, there's a full beef bowl. Go get there.
Yeah,
eat it
and
up.
it's just really weird to me. I don't know, especially because May's death in the comics, and granted, it's she hasn't died in the comics, so it's like
because one more day.
But
this is basically One More Day.
This is an adaptation of One More Day, but done well,
really,
which is I'm impressed.
Insane.
It's pretty impressive.
I'm very impressed.
And kind of Spider-Verse too, well, because the Spider-Verse comic I don't like. But there's stuff they could have done just subtle. I don't know. I said in the video, if you're gonna bring up Ben, it has to be a big deal. I don't know if I fully agree with that part anymore because like they've got the main stuff. But it's like, okay, do you think they could? I don't know. Has your opinion on the idea of Toby looking like Uncle Ben changed because of this movie?
I don't think Toby is Uncle Ben.
I don't think. No, he's definitely. Sorry. Don't care.
Okay.
I don't care about what you think is the case, but what you think would be interesting. Do you think it'd be less interesting now? Maybe that's why he's not. Maybe that's why he's not trusting of Toby. Maybe he had a bad relationship with Ben or something.
That was my pitch. My original pitch was that Ben didn't die and Ben ran away.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that's why
I don't think I would like that, but that could, I don't know. Because
that's more creatively interesting.
The way that they framed so when Peter's about to stab Goblin at the very end, we're skipping ahead. But when Peter's about to stab Goblin, they frame Toby looking at Peter in a very Uncle Ben looking way.
As if he's Ben.
I was under the impression it was like Ben is telling you not to do this. You know? And I thought that was interesting. I thought that, but they don't do anything with it. They don't say it because it's not. Yeah. Maybe that's just my own personal
if that's the case, it would be cool for just that scene. But in the context of the rest of the movie, the fact that he says nothing, does kind of.
It's a little.
Maybe it is.
Maybe he could have. Maybe when he's talking with Toby, he could have been like, "Hey, you kind of look like," and then gets cut off. So it's not like made a big deal, and it's just a little bit. I don't know.
I think it's just because we have the reference of we have the reference of the Flash season 2 where he sees the face and he's instantly like, oh my god, he just died like a fucking week ago. Yeah, and like that's not the case here. No. Tom is aware of the multiverse and he is aware of different people, so he's aware of.
And he also
he's had so much other losses in his life past.
Yeah, and Aunt May just died.
Died.
So it's like, but that's what also kind of makes the rest of the movie a little weird because then they go back to like quipping, joking. Super fun when my mom just died, that's pretty messed up. Marissa Tomei, famous actress from Seinfeld, just died.
How can I live myself? If I knew that, I could have. Was it dated or miss? I don't know the fucking line. I'm just referencing the fucking one clip of Seinfeld.
You don't know anything about.
I don't know anything.
It's like when you try to reference Smallville.
That's true.
Don't even try.
I don't know.
I
can reference the Flash. Okay.
You can reference more of the Flash than I can. So.
That's probably true. Yeah. It's not bad. I'll do a separate Flash thing. I think. I mean, now that we're here, Toby Andrew. We'll just talk about Toby Andrew for a bit. That scene was gratifying.
It was very weirdly shot.
I know. I listened to Sci-Fi Live, and he was like, "That's supposed to be a scene that you just shoot spectacularly, and you did it."
That's the big moment. Yeah, that's the big reveal.
And I understand that's a problem. At this point. Because I watched the scene again, I think it's fine. You're there for the character, and Andrew's really being Andrew in that scene, and Toby he's a little bit phoning it in, but he's still being Toby.
It's just a matter of it's just a matter of like Toby and Andrew, big characters, big deal when they're introduced. I don't need the characters to interact with them in a big deal way, but I at least just want like you just see Andrew off in the.
I don't know.
You see his boots, or you see the back of his suit.
Yeah, it should have been like just you see the boots, and then they pan up to see Andrew, you know, TASM 2 Andrew. Just build up.
Yep.
It's just basic tension and stuff. And instead, it was just like portal opens. Oh, it's Andrew, and it's like, oh, he's just far away.
I think the Toby one was worse because he's just standing there.
Yeah, and he's just like turns around, you know. And it's
the Andrew one. At least they try to do something where you barely see a Spider-Man
suit. I think
suit.
what could have worked actually, and if it instead of being through the portal, the camera was out on the other side of the portal.
That's what I was gonna say. You see like someone
it's just far away.
Imagine this as the end of a trailer, right? If they had revealed them in the trailers, you see a silhouetted figure, and then the glow of the portal starts showing, and then you see a little bit of red and blue, and then like maybe the end of the TASM logo.
And it's maybe that's why they didn't show them in the trailers, because the reveal
it's not
of
gratifying.
the two is not that exciting. It's just like, oh, there they are, and like it's kind of cool, I guess, that it's not like, because I mean, it's nice that it's different from what you would expect. But like, it's just there's not the build up that you would expect from such a big moment.
Past that, then I'm okay.
Once they show up,
because they're not the focus of the movie. They're very much not the focus.
Oh wait, we forgot to talk about the Ned Doctor Strange stuff with the ring and shit.
That's fun.
It's fun. It's a little weird, but I don't know. They put a little too much.
They gave Ned something to do.
You know what?
So it's like,
oh my god.
Oh no.
Oh, I just remember my joke in my homecoming video where I say that Ned evolved into Cisco Ramon from The Flash. He evolved into Vibe from The Flash.
I choked on my water.
Oh my god.
He did.
He just opens portals now to get people
took
places.
racially ambiguous characters and they make them make portals. What
Jesus
the fuck,
Christ.
bro?
Oh my fucking god. No
Why
fucking way.
Why do we not make the connection?
That's
Why
so
do we
fucking
not make
funny.
the connection? That's actually kind of funny.
Holy shit. That has aged like a fine fucking wine, that show.
Really
that video has aged way too
goodness.
well for what it is. That was supposed to be my first
I
video.
did not make that. Why
Bad.
did I not make that connection?
Oh my God, I love that.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
He's also sidelined from everything all the time. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
No,
he's gonna leave the show in a
people,
dance off.
I saw some people were like that's stupid and weird. It's a little weird.
It's fine.
It's a little.
I don't hate it.
It's just kind of goofy and strange and like doesn't really fit the tone.
Strange.
It's more of an good one. It's more of an issue with like Ned and MJ don't fit the tone in general for this movie.
Yeah.
They're just so like radically different from everything else that's going on.
But you still need them. You
still need them.
You still really need them.
Because if you don't have Ned and MJ, then the final decision means nothing.
You don't have. Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know how you would go about fixing that aside from just giving them more shit to do.
Maybe
and making them
I was gonna say, what if you put them in the apartment, but you don't want them to be a distraction during those apartment scenes?
Yeah, I think it's a matter of just. I think they could have given Ned some emotional stuff, like the fact that he's just funny comic relief. The cape comes.
They should
and he
have made him
down.
sad. Yeah. They should have. You know what they should have done? They should have done what they did with Cisco in Flash season 3, where he's just pissed off at between Zendaya and Andrew. That was good. Andrew just works well with everyone. Where
Andrew's
like, okay,
it's almost like Andrew's a great fucking actor that deserves the world.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
and he's so happy to be in that suit, man. You can tell. You can tell he's so happy.
I was so I don't know. Obviously Toby. I was always tweeting this. I was like, when Toby shows up, I'm going to cry. I got more emotional about Andrew. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I saw that dude and I was like,
fuck,
man. Fuck yeah, that's fucking Andrew, baby. He's back.
Sure.
I don't know why. Maybe just because like I don't know. Maybe because I was expecting more from the Toby reveal.
Those two movies.
Whereas like
the Toby, he phoned it in, and like it's fine.
I don't think he phoned it in. I think he did a good job.
There are bits and pieces where he didn't, but like there are scenes where I'm like, okay, he's tired.
Can I? His voice changed a lot. His voice changed so much.
You're right. Yeah, he did.
I when I did the little motion script thing, I was like, okay, he's got kind of like a quieter, whispery, raspy voice. And then he comes out and he's like sounding like a regular dude. I'm like, what the fuck? Who the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Yep. Yeah, because he ages. Yeah, and
it's almost like people age. Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
But, yeah.
I thought everyone was like Fortnite skins. He just looked like
everybody. I thought everyone was just cartoon characters that you could just CGI down.
Exactly. But imagine if they did that with Toby though.
CGI.
I'm so glad they didn't.
They
probably thought about it.
I don't really like that they de-aged Melina. I don't. It makes sense, but it's just like I don't know. It didn't really work.
He's not in enough of the movie for it to bother me.
Yeah, exactly. That's fair. That's very fair. He just looks a little like. It looks. It's
they didn't
very
do
good.
it. They didn't do it with Defoe, did they?
I don't think so.
I don't think they did.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Because that man did not age. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's mainly I just don't like CGI de-aging in general. It's never really sat right with me. You know,
it's fine as a gimmick. It's not fine. It's fine.
It's fine for like a single scene.
Captain Marvel ruined
entire
it more than I
character.
think Ant-Man ruined it.
Yeah.
Ant-Man started the discussion, but Captain
Ant-Man
Marvel
did a
was
good
like,
job
we
with
can
it
do
with
this
Michael
for a
Douglas.
whole movie.
But then the whole movie with Nick Fury with Captain Marvel like kind of put me off. And then plus Star Wars bringing back dead people, that was really weird. Using the same tech, I don't know.
Yep.
But yeah, so
and we won't talk about the Ghostbusters.
And I don't know what it is with Disney, if you want to call this a Disney movie, but can we stop
Not
having
really.
flashing lights in final battles, please? Can
Yep.
we get rid of
People
them?
have epilepsy.
We
you know,
fucking
it's a thing.
Homecoming, Incredibles 2, Rise of Skywalker, this movie. There's way too many, and probably a bunch
The
of other
Batman's
ones.
gonna have flashing lights.
Oh no, but okay, but they're gonna be red
it's
to
cool in the
black. That's
Batman.
different.
Yeah,
That's black to white or black to yellow. That's just such a. It hurts to watch sometimes, especially like in a big IMAX screening, because I couldn't tell what was happening in a lot of the fight. I had a fun time with the fight. I think, and we're skipping over the lab scene. Is there something you want to say about the scene in the lab?
Yeah, I think I first I was like, is it too jokey because May just died? I'm fine. I rewatched bits and pieces of it. Tom doesn't make a lot of jokes.
Okay, that's
Tom. The only one joke with Tom is like Ned being weird. And
You
that's
think
it.
that they would read the room? I don't know.
Yeah, but they're just talking amongst themselves about their own lives.
I guess
so.
so.
I think it's
I
okay.
don't know. Okay.
I really like the moment. Andrew and Toby have great
point
chemistry.
thing the actual point joke, or is
Not
it just
really.
their pointing?
Not really. It's just a thing.
Everybody was like, oh, it's the meme. It's not the fucking meme.
They didn't. They were just like, oh, it's Peter. Oh, Peter Parker. Oh,
Which that was.
I love the scene.
I'm glad that they
between-
did that as the joke instead of the Fortnite pointing.
I love
thing.
the build up to MJ and Peter talk. Imagine we saw that scene in a trailer of like MJ and Peter like being like, we're gonna get through this. We're gonna get through this together. Imagine Andrew Garfield. Imagine if we knew Andrew Garfield is just in the background of that fucking scene in a lab coat. I just think that's funny to think about. But that scene is just awesome
It's a
because
fun
he's
scene.
just like softly looking at them and he's like Andrews. It's just so good.
I
to
like
see
that a
Andrew
lot.
fucking
I
cock
really
his
like
bat
that. It
back
was
and
really
he's
sad.
like, hey,
yeah. And then like the stuff with Toby and he's like, yeah, we're making it work.
He's like, we make it work.
You know, there's I like that a lot. I don't know. It wasn't the most like. It was a pretty obvious. It wasn't the most like thrilling conclusion or epilogue to Toby or these characters.
We don't need one.
Yeah, they didn't do anything super
that.
crazy, but it's like it's like okay, cool. We got to see the characters, and they're that's expected. I was worried that it was gonna be like MJ died or something.
Yeah, in another universe where these characters aren't as big of a deal, greenlight a fucking Toby and Andrew buddy cop movie like right now.
I would kill. I mean, the fact that Andrew was like, I've always wanted brothers. Can we please get a Toby, Andrew, and Miles movie, please?
That would be
please.
Cool,
I am just because I need Miles in something live action. I really do. It's been
imagine
too
like
long.
Miles and it's like Toby and Andrew are like two like basically dad figures. And they're all
oh my god, my gay dads. We love my gay dads. So, wait, that would mean Miles, if that's the case, if they did that, Miles would have 4 fathers because he would have his dad, his dead uncle, fucking 2 spider people, and then whatever Spider-Man his universe he's from. So 5.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be.
The lizard, not him talking with the lizard. Him talking with Electro. You talked about it earlier. That's great.
I love that scene, and it was a really nice reference to Miles.
It feels
that
straight
made me
out
really happy.
It like Andrew feels like he's just grabbed straight out of TASM too.
He really does.
Like really, he does, and I love.
Okay, we were talking about last night though. I think his jokes are a little. He does, and I get it. He was the jokey Spider-Man, so it makes sense. But he was the jokey Spider-Man when he was the Spider-Man that wanted to like murder a guy.
Worst. They keep making jokes about how he was the worst of like he's like, no, you have to remember that you're amazing, dude. And he's like, I'm not the worst Spider-Man, and I'm like, okay, all right. I guess it's more for normal audiences who thought those movies sucked.
He felt a little more like, okay, this is gonna be a take. I liked him a lot. I need to preface that. He felt kind of like when Spider-Man is written like Deadpool, where he's like really jokey all the time.
A bit too much.
And granted, it wasn't all the time. But
he's also with 3 versions of himself. That's
and so they have to make him feel different. Because the moments where he gets emotional, where he has the scene where he sees MJ and Peter, And then the scene with Max, fantastic. And then obviously the scene with Peter and talking about MA and everything.
Gwen, yeah.
Like, great. And then when he catches Michelle, or MJ, sorry, Michelle Jones Watson, when he catches her, I knew it was gonna happen. Everybody knew it was gonna happen, but boy, was it really fucking satisfying. That was really nice.
That landing was weird. The CG on that landing.
CG
had,
in
like,
the movie
no
overall,
impact.
I do think it was a pandemic. So
That was the one
to
that
say.
stuck out to me the most.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
To me,
that's fine.
the worst CG was like any Portal stuff kind of looked weird. It was pretty rough, but I guess that's just I don't know how you would even do that. Because like lighting wise, it's different lighting in the background, so it's gonna look.
It's
like
also
a bad
much
green
more
screen.
desaturated in Doctor Strange itself, and this one the saturation is turned up in
Yeah,
this movie.
it's just a
fucking
matter of
high.
like, because with green screen you have to light to look like you're in an environment. You have to light yourself the exact same way as the environment. But when the environment behind
then
you
the
is
two
through a
different
portal with completely
environments.
different lighting, it's like it looks like you just have a shitty green screen and you're a YouTuber.
Yeah, basically.
So I don't know how you would even do it. I'm interested.
And that's why in
How is
Doctor
Sam-
Strange, when you look at the portals,
How's Sam
it's
gonna do
very
it?
similar lighting.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know?
interested in how Sam's gonna do it. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
But like, yeah. Wait, I'm trying to think what else. Like, there was a
I'm
lot.
trying to think other
I liked
final
how
fight stuff.
I thought it was cool how they couldn't really work as a team together, and
Yeah.
they played it for.
He says the Avengers.
They played it for
I
a
did like that
joke.
Toby line. I did like that Toby line though. I kind of
the
did
Avengers?
like it.
Oh,
Yeah, he's like, that's great.
Is it cool? Who the
what
fuck
is
are
that?
they?
Yeah. That's
It would be
like-
kind of funny if Toby knew about Doctor Strange. That would be kind of funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, he doesn't. They don't react intensively. Like, you're a magic doctor? What the fuck? They don't
Or if he
say
could.
anything.
Well, I guess he's like magic, or was that Andrew that said that?
Yeah.
I can't remember. But
I
it
don't
might
know
be.
who
It would
said
have been
that.
kind of nice if Toby, when Doctor Strange came out, he was just like, eh. You know, like he's like
yeah.
oh wait, are you?
Yeah.
Eh.
Yeah, no.
But I liked how they couldn't really fight together, and they do play it for a joke with that Avengers bit, which is kind of I don't love that, because that is the thing that Tom actually brings to the table aside from tech. He does have the team experience, and that's an interesting perspective to take.
And they use it. Yeah.
And they use it, but it is kind of still played for the joke a little bit. And I
Yeah,
think that
that's
didn't need to be the joke. That's all.
I just the wholesome moment of just him saying like, "I love you guys."
That was
in the
nice.
middle.
That was- yeah,
and
it was
then he
cute,
runs
yeah.
off. It's like it's not a perfect set, you know.
Yeah.
Like I think it's a weird, interesting thing to use construction as a set, but they use it
was fine, yeah.
efficiently.
You know what?
there
You
of,
know what
like,
would have been a better set if they
What?
stayed on the bridge the entire movie.
Yeah,
That's my
they have, like,
take.
campfires,
And
yeah, there you
I'm
go.
gonna die defending it. I don't care.
That's such a
it would have
shit
been really
take.
cool.
That's such a stupid
it would have been
idea.
great.
I hate
Y'all have
you
never
for
seen a
saying
fucking
that.
low stakes movie in your life. You've never seen a war movie. But no, I mean the fight was really fun. I think it was weird.
It's not the highlight of the movie.
It's
I
not.
like.
It's
I think
really not.
other
The
things
highlight,
are more
the
so
highlight
the
is
highlight
the
of the
very,
movie.
very end, which we'll get to.
That's true.
What's weird
I think
though,
the highlight
what's
is
really
the-
weird that's sticking out to me, that it stuck out to me, we didn't get like a really good still shot of all of them together in their suits.
We have them like hugging.
We have
That's,
them
like,
hugging,
the
and
stuff
we
with
have
them
that
standing.
split shot of them landing and then jumping back, so someone will screenshot it and make it
yeah.
wallpaper. But even like, I was really looking forward to a big shot of Toby in a suit again, and he wasn't really
we
like
didn't
full
get it.
frame.
Yeah. It's just him without the mask. Maybe you get some. Shots,
Yeah, we
but
don't
that's-
it's the same with like how they're introduced. We never get that big grandiose Tobey Maguire is back as Spider-Man. If you,
Yeah,
and it's
no.
like, and maybe it's because they didn't want to like make it for you know in 10 years when people watch
Yeah.
this and don't know who Tobey Maguire is. Hopefully that never happens. Hopefully everybody will know who Tobey Maguire is for the rest of
I feel like
eternity.
it's also a thing of like they want the film to still feel like an MCU film.
Yeah.
And the film makes such a big.
given bigger grandiose camera work
Yeah,
for his cameos than Tobey
yeah.
Maguire. And Grant Stanley, big deal, Stanley important, but he was in every movie. You know.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think about it like that. That's a good.
I've run out of Baja
I will-
Blast, by the way. I drank this
That's
gigantic thing. Oh my god, those coasters.
that's actually
This
a
is
lot.
huge. I have to pee so
you were like
bad.
me during the piss. You're gonna have to piss during the middle of the movie for a minute.
I know it's gonna be great.
I
I'm
drank
really
all
excited.
my ice cubes. I was drinking my ice cubes.
Oh
yeah.
But yeah, the fight. I'm trying to think.
Goblin-
What else.
Goblin-
the
the bomb in the bomb in the
auto
thing.
stuff.
That
The auto
was
stuff
cool.
I really liked. I liked how
Yeah.
he didn't just revert back to being evil Otto, which was cool.
Yeah.
And like he helped out.
I thought the
and
ship was gonna get destroyed. That's what I thought was gonna happen.
That's
is it was gonna get destroyed
I
again.
thought that was the explanation for why he went bad again. Was when Electro
Yeah.
fried him, it fried the chip again. But I really liked the scene with Otto and Peter, Otto and Toby. That's really sweet.
It's like trying to be better, and I'm like, that's such a great little like.
and trying to be
okay,
better,
yeah.
and like that. Otto was his hero. That's really nice. That's fucking really cool to see. The two of them, they know each other. They know they're Spider.
Yeah.
You know, he's Spider-Man. There's no more brilliant but lazy. You know, because in Spider-Man 2 there was like this kind of dynamic of
And he's like, "How are you, man? How are?" And
like,
I love that.
They're
It's
equals
like,
now. It was
yeah,
really cool.
Yeah.
Like in Spider-Man 2 there was the dynamic of like, you're just a lazy kid that is smart, but you're not responsible. And now they didn't have the realization of like, no wait, you're a great person until the very end when he died. And now they finally have this respect for each other of like, oh my god, we're besties. And I cannot wait for Superior Spider-Man. It's not gonna happen, but it should happen.
They could do it maybe eventually down the line. I don't know. Because that's the other thing. Now the interesting context is Tom Holland Spider-Man knows all about this. So now when he runs into Otto, he's gonna be like, maybe I can make it so that Otto doesn't turn into Doc Ock.
Everybody gets mad at me when I make this comparison, but there are way too many similarities of early Flash in these movies.
And you said that I can't compare this to the Flash.
I know you. I know. Hey, fuck you.
You little
hey,
bitch.
Hey, but like, no, like, because the Flash was the same way, where it was like time travel stuff meant that Barry knew about comic events before they happened to him, and so then when they show up, he's like, oh, that's a villain. That's, you know. So it's like,
person I need to
and
do.
so it kind of you kind of lost out, and that was my thing with the Flash. It was like you lost out on a lot of very interesting things you could tell with him. And I hope that they don't really lean into that too much.
I think it could. There's not necessarily. I think there's a kind of a Spider-Man fatigue, right? The stories that we tell with these characters on the live big screen, for normal audiences, it's like, okay, we've seen a version of the story before, you know? Because normal audiences aren't looking for the intricate differences that we are. This new context that Tom Holland's Peter Parker now knows provides something more interesting for films.
Yeah, and now you can make things commentaries, and you can subvert things, not only for the audience but for the character. Maybe introduce Otto Octavius, and he's the nicest fucking dude in the world, and he never goes evil. You know?
Yeah, and that is interesting for Tom now because Tom is with the audience of like, I know
it's
something
like,
might go wrong here.
I shouldn't be allowed to trust you. You know, yeah.
And that's the potential for like an Iron Patriot thing with Norman.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah.
Like, I don't want to.
Maybe with Iron Patriot with Norman, it's like Norman is a really good dude. Actually, I mean, no, he's a billionaire bitch, so never mind. But like maybe he's not evil until Spider-Man beats the shit out of him because he thinks he's gonna be Green Goblin or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and then something happens.
Yeah,
it makes more consequences for people.
But also, I don't know.
But
would you even want to see?
I don't know if I want to see Norman. I'm still kind of undecided about it.
I think
maybe this is something for the
I don't know.
movie.
It's like we just had. If before this movie I would have said absolutely, and now it's like we just had the same guy playing Norman Osborn and Otto. It'd be like if they introduced. It'd be like if they introduced J. Jonah Jameson with a different actor. They probably shouldn't have done that for that reason, for longevity's sake. But whatever. You know,
but maybe in like 2 movies we'll be like, the next movie will happen.
You know what? Fuck it. Maybe Willem Dafoe could still be Norman in this universe, multiverse.
That would be cool.
Whatever.
Maybe.
Who cares? You know, and let him not.
Fucking the spell reverts shit. The spell is such an open-ended thing now.
The spell is
you can
so
do whatever the
fucking vague, and I love it.
Yeah,
I love how vague the spell is. Because for years, for 13 years, we have had the MCU is this perfect. Pinpointed,
and now all the cracks are showing, and
every single
cares.
thing holds together, and every single thing. The lore is so consistent, and Star Wars needs to be more like the MCU because the MCU is consistent and exactly the same. It's like a TV show. And now Spider-Man and Sony came in and said, "No, we're changing the entire timeline for fucking nothing, and you can't do anything about it."
We're doing it with Doctor Strange.
And I'm so happy.
No one cares.
I am over consistent timelines. Give me just good things. Fuck canon, you know?
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
The comics don't care about canon.
Comics don't care about canon.
They do.
Doctor Who doesn't care about anything that goes on for longer than 10 years. Canon doesn't matter anymore. If it's written, especially if it's written by multiple people, you know?
Yeah.
The only thing that has had good canon is fucking anime. No, even anime has shitty canon.
That is an inhibitor on the storyline.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion that canon should always exist to enhance a story and never restrict it. You know?
Yep.
If you're writing a story and you're like, I want to do this, but I can't because the canon won't let me. Fuck it, do it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
That's my opinion. I have to pee really quick. Again, I drank a big Baja Blast. Sorry.
Good job. Probably might cut this out, but you guys been playing Fortnite? I've been playing Fortnite. Fortnite's awesome. I'm just constantly plugging Fortnite on this podcast like I think that matters, but I guess it doesn't. Also on video, you can see Troy's laundry. He has a bunch of laundry.
Something else. I feel there was something else in the main fight that I want to talk about. I can't remember.
MJ, Doctor
Wait,
Strange,
okay.
the bomb was
bomb.
cool in the thing.
Something else. I feel there was something else.
But yeah, I think the Green Goblin fight in and of itself was fucking awesome. He did the little PS4 move where he slams the ground. That's what Tom Holland was talking about.
Oh wait. I thought he was talking
That's a
about
PS4.
when he went through the building in the old fight.
I thought what he was talking about when Aunt May died. No,
You mean the move they stole from Spider-Man PS4?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, they stole the act of killing Aunt May from Spider-Man PS4. That's the
Yes, they did.
that's the
Yeah.
move that they stole.
They stole the quote as well.
They
Yeah.
stole- that was weird. That was she never said that in the movie.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's her thing in the
Maybe it's
comics.
just a reference to something.
It's her
Yeah.
thing in the comics, I believe. But it's like she could have at least mentioned it when Norman was there. You know? I don't know.
That would have been a powerful line there too, yeah. But yeah, I mean the Goblin fight's cool. The way he's like about to fucking kill him. We talked about that scene being interesting. I really do like that. They're not they're very much not the focus. The focus is Tom going through this emotional.
Tom goes
journey,
through
learning.
a really good emotional arc, and it's
Yeah.
I don't love the villains. I think the villains are the weakest part of the movie, ironically. Defoe and Molina, they all do a good job.
Yeah.
But just
Sandman and Lizard kind of just like being there for no reason.
yeah,
is
and
kind
same
of
with the
the weakest parts.
they do a good job and they're fun to watch. But just story wise, the villains aren't pushing Peter to the point where like you would think that a main villain
They
would
have
be
been the
pushing
strongest part in Far From Home.
Peter. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like I think Mysterio would have been that. It would have been really interesting
Yeah.
to do that. Somehow, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But I fucking love fucking Tom.
Maybe part of it is also like they needed people with powers. Because what the fuck is
yeah, wait, that might be it.
problem?
Yeah. Well, he's got drones.
He's too addicted to his technology. He just needs a screen time limit. He just needs to fucking Twitter block.
Mysterio just has a bunch of NFTs. That's his power.
Yeah. I don't want to see that, but I like it. But yeah, I just really love the way they kind of, and there's not much to say on the Goblin fight. I do think them stabbing Toby was like worthless, other than for the
It was
joke.
absolutely.
I was like,
think
what the
that
fuck was
gave
the
me
point
the
of that?
vibe of Sorry, I'm eating my.
That gave me the vibe of in a cut they killed Toby. I think that's what happened. There was a cut of this
And then
movie
they
killed
watched
Toby.
my video where they're like, where I said don't fuck up Toby, and they're like, oh, never mind.
Oh, I'm too scared. Let's cut that out. Yeah.
That gave me again. Twitter's gonna be mad about this because they hate when you compare two things that are different.
Yeah.
Do you remember in Rise of Skywalker?
Oh, here we go.
Do you remember Rise of Skywalker when they like fake killed Chewie for no reason?
Yeah.
It gave me that kind of vibe of like just to scare the audience, and then be like, oh, nobody's fine though. Just
Yeah.
Granted, it was
It's
in the
also
span.
weird.
It was in the span of like
wanted
2 minutes,
Tom
which
to-
is better than what they did with Chewie, which was fucking dumb.
When Tom and Andrew and Toby are hugging each other, Green Goblin's just there in the corner like this. Like he just has his head down. and
That's
he's
what he
like,
does.
Yeah, but I feel like it would have been nice if he
I
like
was like
kicked him in the
headless
fucking
for like
face.
2 seconds. It was really funny.
Good job.
Did you see
That's
that?
scary. You're like Mysterio in the Ultimate.
Whoa.
Yeah. But I think he should have like he's like. I kind of like the idea that the serum never works. Imagine if the serum never works, and it's
'cause
like he cures them.
I thought it was gonna be like, what if Norman Osborn was the darker half? That would have been a crazy
Or like
idea.
the Goblin just turned Norman Osborn into the Doctor Hat.
So like it would get rid of his darker half, but what if Norman Osborn, billionaire weapons manufacturer, was the darker half? And that's how they, I don't know. That's my perspective on it.
That's of course that's your fucking perspective.
I'm the billionaire guy still.
Yep.
Don't forget it. All you MCU fans that are following me on Twitter now, don't do that.
I don't
you know
like
who I am
billionaires.
still. I didn't change. I still have these opinions, and I'm still a hella socialist. I'm not changing.
Yep. Yeah. But I do think my little change to that scene is just making it so that he's like just either knocked out or he's like, oh, you think you can defeat me? I'm Norman Osborn. I have a creaky voice.
I think also the fact that there wasn't like a visual, and it sucks because it's like Willem Dafoe, Green Goblin, didn't have a transformation.
Thoughts on the ending?
I'm bringing up like two points. You know, just those lines, just the idea of that is Okay, it's fuck. He's
And it fits. It fits with the
He
movie.
didn't get a high school diploma.
He did it. He's a
He didn't
dumbass
graduate
now.
high school.
He turned into a dumbass.
He has a
yeah.
G. He has to get a GED.
MJ and Ned are at MIT and
He has
he's working on a fucking GED.
Dude has a
Yeah.
fucking Lego figure.
But yeah, so Peter making this decision to let everyone forget who he is. And I've been saying this for so fucking long. Oh my god, I don't think he's all alone.
I can't fucking
He is
believe it.
all
I
alone.
cannot.
That is
Firstly, I do
fucking
want to say,
insane.
Brown Table, Mauricio, how the fuck? Who the fuck? How the fuck did you call all that shit?
I don't even think he called it as much as he's like.
I would never
I
guess
think
that. I remember
he just thought that everything would be great.
Yeah.
I don't think
I also
anyone
thought the
predicted
same thing.
no one would know who
because
he
it's
was.
because it is unheard of. I'm sorry, I meant
Yeah.
he called the the diner scene.
trying to predict that.
Yeah,
It's
the
exactly
diner-
what-
yeah,
it's
yeah,
exactly
no,
that same
actual
scene.
scenes themselves.
Yeah. But
ending was
that is because it's
crazy,
completely
I don't know
unheard
how I
of.
dodged
Spider-Man
all
at this age has never been
Bro,
this
that ending,
alone.
It was insane.
Yep.
Never in his. He is always like
Alone.
transition from high school to college.
nothing.
Like
Is-
all the high
And
school
now
friends were
there's no
gone
high
except for
school
the
diploma.
Flash, and then the college people came in. But he still had Aunt May. So and he was still, there was still connection.
Spider-Man 4
Now this
Yeah.
dude is fucking completely
It makes me sad.
alone.
I think about it when I go to
so
sleep.
depressing,
That's how
and I
fucking insane it is.
absolutely love it.
Yeah,
It makes up. It almost makes up for the past few movies ending on like
Doesn't it make up
another
for Far From
Spider-Man
Home?
feeling. It doesn't make up for
Yeah.
Far. Hang on, it doesn't make up for the whole
No,
Far From
yeah.
Home. But the
Yeah.
endings of the movies, I like. Oh my god, could you imagine if they ended on a what the fuck? I would like. It
That would've
absolutely
been
would
so
not have been.
disappointing.
It would have been so. Maybe as a. Actually, it might have worked as the Venom post-credit scene. That might have been a good one.
Yeah. But the fucking
Holy shit.
the story
It's-
potential
it is,
of that
it is
Yeah, story
complete.
potential.
is it my favorite Spider-Man ending? Everything
Oh,
every single
for-
Spider-Man.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
For me.
For me, it obviously
Yeah.
is, but like
It's like without these 15 minutes, this movie would probably be like a 6, 7 out of 10 for me. And those 15 minutes, I'm bringing up like 2 months. You know, just those lines, just the idea of that is.
Yep.
Okay, it's fuck. He's
and it fits. It fits with the
he
movie.
didn't get a high school diploma.
He did it. He's a
didn't
dumbass
graduate
now.
high school.
He turned into a dumbass.
He has a
yeah.
G. He has to get a GED.
MJ and Ned are at MIT and
He has
he's working on a fucking
nothing.
GED.
Dude has a
Yeah.
fucking Lego figure in a coffee cup. That's it. And a sewing machine.
Yeah.
Good
That
job.
uses
I had to
it-
sew
yeah.
some shit today. Man, that's fucking hard.
Yeah.
Like
His
what the
apartment sucks.
That is-
He's probably looking to still get a job. He has to pay rent at the month. It's like
I know.
is it too Spider-Man-y?
I think
Is
it might be a
too
little
much?
too much. It felt literally. I was watching that and I was like, oh my god,
Sonny, you guys
I
need
feel
to make
so
like a
bad for
hot chocolate
Gavin
drink.
right
That's
now.
what it felt
Since he
like.
went
I felt
home,
Yeah.
so bad
Yeah.
because it's like
Yeah.
that was his thing. His thing
Yeah.
was he's the guy making the movie that's like this, and then the
Yeah.
movies come around and like, no, yeah, we're gonna do it now too. And it's like, oh
Yeah.
fuck, this movie's not out yet.
Is that why John Watts DM'd him? He's like,
Oh, that's-
hey,
oh my
I
God,
love
wait.
you. I'm gonna steal your thing.
What if they did it because of Gavin?
That would be so funny. That would be so
my
fucking
God.
funny.
Just
I don't think they did, but that'd be so funny.
Like, okay, Spider-Man Blue, written by piece of shit Jeff Loeb. Gonna preface that because I'm gonna reference Spider-Man Blue. Spider-Man Blue to me is the definitive visuals for Spider-Man at the very least. That's my favorite Spider-Man book. Fuck him.
Yeah.
So it's not my favorite Spider-Man book anymore. But that's the one I grew up on. That and Spectacular. That is ripped right out of Spider-Man Blue. That is exact the apartment, the fucking snow. That is the way Tom just sits at the window.
Yeah, and just looks.
That was the first
Yeah.
time I was like, wait, holy shit, this is a real adult man, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
This is
If I
Peter
were Tom-
fucking Parker.
If I and that was the moment where I was thinking to myself, if I am this character, what do I do? Because that's the point of Spider-Man
yeah,
movies. Is that
yeah.
I would just not be Spider-Man anymore. I wouldn't do fucking anything with my life.
And
I'd be depressed and suicidal.
The police
That's what would happen to
scanner,
me. Is I would be
the
so fucking.
suit,
If I were him,
the
I'll just
snow,
go for him,
the
Spider-Man.
everything about
I'd
it.
beat people up like Daredevil, just-
And he's like, no, I'm gonna still be Spider-Man
Daredevil
because
Yeah,
this
that's
is
the-
what I need to
yeah,
do.
I got back up.
And that's insane, and I love that, and that is the like my goodness.
It's almost too grounded now.
Crazy.
It's almost
And I-
too real.
Because my fear
Yeah,
is
it's
what
very
if the
real.
next movie is like reverse flashback.
I hope not.
So it's
I-
like they tried to revert it back.
Or
I
even-
don't think they would do that. Right?
That would be the worst case if they just revert it. But what would also be a pretty bad case scenario is if they don't keep up that energy.
Yeah, keep the energy
If
up.
it cuts and he's got his friends and they know he's Spider-Man now, and it's the same kind of Disney Channel fun energy, but he's in college now and he doesn't have a mom.
They need a new. I love John Watts, and John Watts fucking nailed into the park with this. They need a new director. They just need a new.
I know, and it sucks because it's like John. I've always believed this. John Watts is a good director, and he proved it with this. He absolutely did. He's a very talented guy.
Director.
And
he's the first person to finish a trilogy in the MCU, like himself throughout the whole thing.
That's very true. Yeah. Far remote doesn't count. That's my take.
Yeah, I guess.
But like, no, like he's a very talented director, and this showed he was. But like, no, I agree. I think it needs to go to somebody, which we'll talk about that one more.
Yeah.
That's okay. The suit. I'm in love with that fucking thing.
It's growing on me a lot more.
You
originally
hated it
was
when
like,
you
I
first saw
love it.
You're a little bitch.
I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. I did not hate it. I did not hate it. I did not hate it. I loved it, and then I thought
He's
the
like,
blue.
it's too shiny.
I thought the blue was.
It's too blue.
I thought it looked too shiny because it's the one thing I don't like the spider armor suit is that it's way too shiny.
That's fair.
But then the more I think about it, and I think about
like
it's because it's night,
it's a real
and there are
light
so many lights reflecting.
Well, that's
off of it,
yeah,
and it's CG.
It's like as somebody that's worked with like the high quality spandex before. That's what that is. It's like and that makes it even more interesting. He doesn't have this crazy textured suit. This is fully like a Zentai Zone. Like it is just a cloth suit. That's
what if you guys
really
still
cool
have a Zentai Zone?
I know.
Zentai Zone's a sponsor for
I
that.
cannot wait to fucking see. I can't. Can they please? Maybe I'm sure they will. They have to in a few days. I need a clear shot of that fucking thing.
Yeah.
I need a clear shot of that. It is so. I don't love the back symbol. I won't lie. I think I would like a back. I'm a big fan of the fat back symbol. It was in the Homecoming suit.
The symbol in the front is like a mix of Toby and Andrews.
Yeah.
I noticed. Because it's got the lines kind of like Andrews, but then it's curved at the top like Toby's.
I do kind of wish it was the Civil War concept suit, but that's just because I love not the whole suit, but the concept logo with the Ramita Senior logo.
The little.
I just adore that symbol, but it does. That would have fit better for the high school era. So going to college, it would be a little weird.
And they already had fucking
Ramita Senior did high school, did college stuff, so it would fit, you know.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
But no, like I love
that
suit.
and fucking.
It's just a big CG. It's just a big CG scene, you know. So it's not like it's not really telling of a ton of stuff.
And it's short. It's not long. Short, it's not long.
But if they can keep up that for a future trilogy, dude, how the fuck did they nail it? You know.
Yeah.
And that's crazy.
I mean, like even the MJ stuff with Ned, that scene is like again. If
it's
I
really
cried
good.
at movies, I would cry here. That was a scene where I'm like,
movies? What are you, a fucking emotionless bitch?
I did make a video. I cried twice. Okay, there's like 2 times. I don't know why. I'm a dumb bitch like that. But that was very much a scene where I'm like, he sees a little scar and he's like, okay, I can't do this.
Yeah,
I can't really do this. And I leave and I'm like,
I thought.
Okay.
CJ told me last night. I'm an idiot. I thought that was implying that she was like in a not great household. I thought that's what that was implying, and I was like, "Whoa, that's really fucking dark for this scene."
No,
because then he was like, "Are you okay?" And she was like, "It doesn't hurt anymore." I thought that's the reading I got, and I'm dumb. I fully admit that was a stupid thing to see out of that.
That's a YouTube
because that makes no sense.
That would be interesting, but
no,
for this movie,
definitely not. Yeah. But no, I really like that scene. I like. I mean, it's what we expected. It was the round table scene basically. Just with like.
But it was so much stronger for me because
they
after that the
Didn't
funeral.
know who he
they don't know who he is.
Yeah.
They don't even recognize him. He's not
Peter
Ned's.
Parker is the weird guy who goes into coffee shops and doesn't have any friends.
Yeah.
He really is super relatable to Spider-Man fans.
Yeah. Spider-Man fans don't shower because they don't want to. Yeah. He doesn't shower because he can't.
Yeah, he can't afford water.
Yeah.
Man.
This movie, the more I think about it, it's like he has been dealt a shit fucking hand, and he's still Spider-Man, and that is the most Spider-Man. It's it's not, I don't want to say too much because that sounds negative. It's just too much there to love now, and it's been
like at the very
obsessing over
least,
my mind for so long.
With Toby Peter, he at the very least had Ant-Man. He had friends in J. Harry. Like, there were people he could fall back on. This dude is fucking completely alone. And it's like, I think I will say it kind of makes up for the other two, you know? At least not in how much I dislike Far From Home, but it makes up for the fact that like, okay, we had a couple movies where he had his team, he had his friends. Now legit, here we go. I don't think we should have. I don't agree with it. I don't think that that's the best way to tell a story. I'm not huge on the 5 movie long origin Zack Snyder style of telling Superman, you know.
Yeah.
But at least from now on, it's like, okay, we got it. We know what Spider-Man is like in a team, or with with helpers, and now he's alone.
Yep.
Cool.
And and that's like, and it's a thematicism of Tom going through this, of like, you see, it's the start of this movie, the one take at the start, and this is the start of the movie. You do not imagine the ending.
No.
But it does bring you to that spot.
Yeah.
You know, he learns that lesson, and not only does he learn that lesson, he embraces that lesson. And I think that's the big thing. A lot of movies will just show him learning the lesson, and then he moves on and he defeats the bad guy. But then this was very much him saying, no, I am going to make the biggest sacrifice, not because everyone around me tells me it's the right thing to do, because I want to do it for the people closest to me.
It is crazy.
And like, that's the power of Ned and MJ, which as long they're not the biggest part, but the fact that they are there is
because
what
without
causes
that, then there's no.
That's the reason for it, right? Which is
maybe
why
cut
I think
out-
I'm
maybe
loving
cut
this
out
movie so
Happy
much.
then or something. More, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think. Like, I don't know. Just
How do you make them more potent?
How do you make them? Yeah, exactly.
Which Happy in that funeral scene, that he looks like he's out of Cherry with
I
that
know.
hat on.
I
I'm like,
know,
he just
I
looks
know.
like fucking jerk.
Because what was crazy though, I don't know if you felt this way. That funeral scene happened. That wasn't a funeral, but the scene, the headstone. Again, weird that there wasn't Uncle Ben, but whatever. I'm gonna say my joke that I said last night. I believe that Happy also went to Doctor Strange and asked the entire world to forget that Ben Parker existed, so he could get with MA. That's my new theory. That's what I think happened.
Yeah.
Because boy, but so that scene at the grave, like, I forgot that Happy didn't know Peter until he said it, and I was like, oh shit, wait,
he doesn't.
No, he doesn't. And like,
all the star connections gone, all the everything is
I was
gone.
like, oh, it's more Happy stuff. Okay, whatever. What, he's gonna talk about how he fucked this girl or whatever? That's gross, you know.
Yeah.
But then he was like, who are you again? Ugh, like, he doesn't even know that he was her fucking nephew. He doesn't even.
That I don't care about the plot holes. No. What does that mean their relationship was? I mean, she's conveniently dead, so it doesn't matter anymore. Yeah. But like, what does that mean? And maybe the show will explain it a bit more. Of like, what if they were estranged? What if they were estranged?
Oh, him.
Like, May found out. Like, May found out.
I don't think it's that deep. I think it's.
You don't think it's that?
I think what happened is that anybody that is alive who knew who Peter Parker was, they forgot. People who are dead in the timeline, they still know. They, that history still, because like, there's no memory.
Okay.
Because crazy take here. Dead people don't have dead corpses don't have memories to erase.
That's so strange.
Yeah, the spell doesn't go underground. That's really how it happens. It doesn't go into a tombstone. Tombstone, dude, can we get Tombstone?
Tombstone is the next big bad.
Please,
yes.
I would literally kill to get a Tombstone movie. I would actually murder a human being to see Tombstone in live action. I swear to God, I fucking love that guy so much. He's such a great villain. It's gonna be Fisk. It's gotta be Fisk. But like,
I think so, damn.
But fuck, it could be Tombstone. It could be. Oh no, what if it's? Oh no. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna make a video on it. Never mind.
Tell me after.
I'll tell you after.
I need to.
I'll tell you after.
This is too enticing.
But like, just it's crazy, this ending. I'm obsessed with it. It's the one thing where, because it's like, okay, if this ending didn't happen, I would still really like the movie, but I would be seeing Spider-Man Twitter fucking rave over it, and I'd be like, okay, get over it.
It wouldn't be
I'm
my favorite
annoyed.
movie. It would maybe be my third favorite movie.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be my favorite.
And I guess maybe it's a case of like, if this ending doesn't happen, the movie's still the movie. You know, I'm mostly interested in this ending for the future, not necessarily for what the movie does. You know.
But the
movie is the one that makes the decision, so it's like, it's hard to like.
I was conflicted about that too, but rewatching scenes and thinking about it more, I do think it is because of the movie for me, at least, because the movie built up to that decision in a way that I don't feel like that's jarring. The ending does not. The ending feels jarring in the sense of like
how this movie has any sense of flow whatsoever.
Yeah,
it's not great in the first half. I think most of the issues are in the first half.
Yeah,
but
and I know Bailey was talking about like, I mean, Bailey doesn't like this movie. whatever. But like he talks about this idea of blockbusters needing to have a consistent theme throughout and be
But
lost
it's okay.
over the
But
years.
I think
this has a bit of
that's the
it,
thing.
right?
I think the theme is very strong. The
Yeah.
idea of helping people. It's a very simple theme. It's not as crazy as
Yeah.
something like Spider-Man 3, which has a really complicated
But
theme.
the plot is already so overcomplicated, so
Yeah.
keeping the theme simple helps.
The theme
you know?
of this movie is help people who need help. You know,
Yeah.
whatever the fucking cost, and the cost of
Yeah.
fucking this was Peter.
Is insane.
Peter lost
Yeah.
his high school diploma.
Yeah. Yep. Is that how you? That's how they. That's the ending is how they fixed One More Day, because, right? I don't know exactly what happens at the end of One More Day, but really,
One
the
more
only
day,
thing
he
is-
goes back to live with Aunt May, and he's a teenager basically again.
Yeah,
Or he's not a
this
teenager,
makes
he's
it
the same age,
seem-
but, like, yeah.
This makes it more impactful.
Do you
of,
think
like,
there was an edit where Aunt May came back to life with the spell? I think there has to have been.
maybe?
I think
but
there
I
was a
don't
cut.
think Marissa Tomei wants to be in these movies anymore.
Fuck,
They're
that's
like,
so
it's gonna
upsetting to
be
me.
easier.
I'm sorry. She's such a good actress. I
She
adore.
is?
And I like.
A
she
part
was
of me is
absolutely
glad she's
wasted.
gone.
Because
though,
they, yeah,
right?
because if they kept fucking her up, like maybe it's for the best.
Yeah.
Maybe do you think the same thing with Zendaya too? Because are they gonna? She's gone. MJ
I
is
know.
gone.
And it's weird if they're. I don't want. My pitch, if I were ever given this character, I would not bring back MJ and Ned until like the second.
Sometime this year, or maybe, yeah, definitely this year before 2026, I'm gonna make a video on what I want Spider-Man 4 to be. Like, I want Spider-Man 4 to be completely different from all the other 3 movies. New characters, but I still want to be alone, stuff like that. And since I don't want to make it in relation to me, but I have a pretty good idea, because I like no, because I think I don't know if you all experienced it, but maybe all of us all know experience those lonely times and stuff. I could definitely write that into with Peter Parker and Spider-Man. I would love to do Spider-Man 4. I would put Tombstone in there. I like probably 4 I could connect that to Doomsday, but that's gonna be before Doomsday, so it'll just be its own movie, straight level. And I'll connect it to Maybe that's the only person Peter talks to. That would be perfect. He's not like fighting or anything, so I don't know why people, anyways, audiences today are stupid and pathetic.
Or third movie in this next trilogy.
Maybe. Oh.
I would end this.
Oh my god.
I would.
Oh my fucking god.
What?
That's how you
Yeah.
do the tiger jackpot scene.
Yeah, yeah. You end this first movie in this trilogy.
MJ comes back,
and-
doesn't know Peter, and she's
Yeah.
like cool party girl. That's basically a different character because like MIT.
Because she went to MIT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think I'm gonna like Zendaya.
That's
as
so
MJ.
much more interesting.
And then maybe
That's
she
so
maybe she
much more
started.
interesting.
Oh, but wait. What if she started going?
Maybe
by,
she's dating Harry.
Wait, what if she started going by Mary Jane because she smoked a lot of weed?
That'd be. I wouldn't like that. That's too stupid. That's too stupid. I don't like that.
But what if?
If it's like a
the
thing
other
where it's
option is
just
like
like she's-
the other option is just a new Mary Jane,
Yeah,
which I don't
yeah.
I don't want them to do. I think
don't
Zendaya
like that.
as
I don't
MJ
like
is a
that. Zendaya as MJ.
Zendaya as
a
Mary.
good
Oh,
MJ.
but okay. This sucks to bring up. Do we
They're
think
together in a
do we think her and Tom are gonna make it?
Yeah, that's. I don't like talking about this.
Because
It feels
imagine
weird.
if the Tasman just kept
But-
going. Oh no, Gwen died. Never
And
mind.
then they
Just
broke.
kidding. She's no. It's
Yeah,
fine.
but also with that, I've heard Gwen and Andrew talk like, but this was also years down the line. They talked about how there's like it was awesome working on those movies. I'd love to do
Yeah.
one of them again. They said that at one point.
I'm
So it's like
I just. It's
It would be
weird.
very
it's
weird.
if
Amy-
they break
Amy
up and
Pascal
then
said
she
it-
plays Mary Jane Watson, the guy that he marries,
and they have to
has
get
a
back
kid.
together. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know.
just
I don't know. Maybe I'm just not that mature. But like, there's
Maybe-
a certain amount of professionalism required in the industry and stuff.
yeah.
You know, they're being
Yeah.
paid to do it, but
Yeah.
it has to be awkward. you know.
Hopefully
it would have to be.
I mean, I wish them both the best.
I
but
also wish
it
them
will
the
be
best.
awkward if that happens. Yeah.
And we wish them we wish them a Blake Lively Ryan Reynolds relationship, not a Ben Affleck Jennifer Garner relationship.
No, honestly, whoever.
And
it doesn't
whoever.
matter who you pick.
Oh no, but because Ben Affleck Jennifer Garner met on.
This was good. Okay, let's start with the game. Waste. Let me choose my words wisely. Iron Man's nanotechnology suit up. Nice. No negativity. We're gonna do good. Let's go. I know you guys are gonna say, "Oh, but what if you get shot?" I know how these shooting games work. It doesn't bother me a bit. I know how it works and how the stuff goes. It is what it is. So you got this cringy weird fights where you shoot boom 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 and they win, or they start walking out awkwardly, or they shoot you from the back, no pause there, or they I know how these shooting games work, man. Our teeth are gonna be I'm gonna talk well and correct. No stuttering, no brain slowing. It's not a machine. It's more than that. It's more than that. It's beyond that. Your brain's not a laundry machine. It doesn't just. Anyways. Look how long it takes just to get into a match. Whoever created Splitgate and Splitgate 2, don't make me change my mind on the game, on how I think about it. Because this queue makes me want to change my mind. Yeah, we're just not. Maybe nobody plays this. Maybe everybody's playing arena quick play. Maybe that's the case. Let me give this like 10 seconds. After 10 seconds, I'm just gonna cancel. Yeah, it's not working. Nobody's playing this. Nobody's playing it. Nobody's playing the game. Nobody's playing that. It's been proven. Nobody's playing it. If people are playing it, then how come I don't like there's no queue or nothing? Nobody's playing it. I'm not playing Destiny 2 again. Now I'll play 2K, but not now. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Just look at the reviews. The game is terrible. It's between 5-star, 1-star. 5-star is just BS. People either make money from playing it or other stuff. I don't believe it at all. We're gonna win. Let's go. We're gonna make progress in the Callisto Protocol. Relaxed. The music is just the loud noise. It's just made to scare you, make you piss in your pants. The reason why you keep dying is because you don't want to fight. Get up, get up, get up. You don't want to fight. dude could barely move, and now he's gonna spit. Oh my god, who created this game? They made the combat so hard. They make the combat so hard, and then they expect me to dodge. This dude can barely move or run. He can't even run. You expect me to dodge that? Combat is ass. And then they expect me to run. Like, what? Or dodge. And, so stupid. It's like, he can't even dodge without taking it, putting his weapon back. Ow. What? Come on. That killed him? You know what, chat? You know what? No, I'm done with this game. This game is trash. Dude, this game's literally just garbage. Can I uninstall? No, I don't care. This game's trash. Yeah, close the protocol. That game is garbage. Wait. Superstars, Child Generations. I think this is the newer one. Or something like that. Yeah, this is stuff that I'm trying to play. Oh, that game. Oh, Sonic Colors. That's Ultimate though. Because I know what Forces, Superstars. Yeah, these are the ones that I'm trying to play. Not the other stuff. Oh, that's Sonic Mania 2018. Oh, 2017. Yeah, I'll definitely download this. Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm gonna play this too. And see if I like it. Got time for more Sonic. about timing there. What was that? go. Shooter has been defeated. Give me that. Done. That Pikachu? What's that sound? Milwaukee, let's go. Oh, a box snake.
I appear to be in a digital dimension. I've employed similar constructs in my own systems, but this is markedly more advanced. Note to self, don't admit that to anyone. The amount of data stored here defies quantification. But it won't stop me from trying.
already have the Chaos Emerald, so. Okay, where do I go now? What's out here? Whoops. Oh, Emerald. Whoa. Skip. Oh, what the heck?
I guess that's one of the Titans keeping Amy trapped. Whoa!
You leave immediately.
Where'd you come from? Are you trapped too?
Do not approach the Titan.
Sorry, kid, but I've got a job to do.
If we are fortunate, it will destroy you.
Ragdolled in a birthday outfit. Not on your birthday month, man. You gotta get back up.
Okay, I'm not taking that thing down the traditional way. I'm gonna need the Chaos Emeralds. And maybe a little bit of luck.
upgrade. That's lethal. Okay, okay. I'll come into this later. You know, time. Got things good. Let's save right here. There's a fun game to play. That's for sure. I'll probably play some of this off screen though, because this is what I gotta do. I'll come with this a little bit later. Okay, I'll see you guys. Oh dang, I didn't have my camera on. Anyway, I'll see you guys later.